Good day, everyone, and welcome to the news in 10 minutes brought to you by Check the Tapes. As always, I'm your host, John Kirtley, joined by Check the Tapes news analyst, Jeff Roppel, as we bring you all the headlines you need. You can put away CNN, MSNBC, the newspaper, all the headlines you need to survive right here on the news in 10 minutes, brought to you only by Check the Tapes. Jeff, great to see you. We've got some doozies for our audience today.
I'm sure of it. Let's go. What has the public brought us?
Well,
to me.
How about Bill Cosby, Jeff, the wrongly accused and recently freed legendary comedian, freed from jail, but not freed from his inmate friends in jail who continue to call Bill Cosby for advice. Apparently, Bill was the voice of reason behind prison walls. He was solving disputes between inmates, dishing out advice. He encouraged inmates to show correctional officers that they were good citizens. Bill Cosby was basically the guru of whatever jail he was in. He's out free now, but still ministering to his buddies back in the slammer. Could there have been a better inmate than Bill Cosby?
No, I mean, imagine
inmate friend.
First of all, the release of him now that he's free or out, like literally, I seriously don't know this. He was like, it was found he didn't do these things or whatever else, so he got out, or did he just do his time? I guess that's a whole different conversation. But
yeah, real quick, I mean, I don't think anyone said he didn't do anything wrong, but he was subject to prosecutorial misconduct and released because he didn't get a fair trial, essentially.
Yeah. So anyway, let's go back. Let's paint the picture. You have committed this crime, whatever it is. You're in your prison cell.
Crimes.
No. Someone else,
yeah,
you yourself, you've committed a crime. You're in a cell. Let's go back. Here come the fresh fish. Andy Dufresne's coming down, and Bill Cosby walks into your cell. What better day as an inmate is there?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Were like prison guards down there? Hey, keep it down up there. Everyone's laughing all night. Is he just doing comedy shows? What's going on in there? Could you imagine that? And this really happened.
Dr. Huxtable
coming in.
Dr. Huxtable is in. Theo, Mrs. Huxtable. I mean,
they're rolling in, paying them visits. I mean,
hey.
They're probably doing skits
every day. You had to laugh your ass off. He's not a good person. Let's just put it that way. He did some bad things, but as a comedian, absolutely mesmerizing. Mm-hmm. And if you got the cell next to Dr. Huxtable, you couldn't have you hit the inmate lottery.
Yeah. Do you think he had a cellmate? Probably not. He's Bill Cosby, but he was at least there. I'd like to think that they just rolled him into this, metal bed, and it was some hardened criminal that turned out now probably to be a good guy. What does this do to the prison? I mean, how pissed off are the people that work there when they saw this from the behavior, from the fun factor of being in jail? I mean, people in that community are probably just out robbing places trying to get in there to see Cosby for free, right? They got to get in there. And now he's free. You're tanking. The morale's down.
No doubt.
People are complaining more. The food sucks again. It's just not good in this.
Well,
prison. I feel for him.
I paid good money to see Bill Cosby, a stand-up act. It wasn't cheap. So essentially those inmates are getting a $150 front row seat to Bill Cosby's comedy act every day of their lives. Not exactly prison, not exactly hard time.
No, I would not classify that as hard time.
Okay. Well, moving on to potentially another crime, Jeff. Southwest Airlines is in trouble from a passenger who says that Southwest killed her dog, causing it to suffer seizures and basically a heart attack because the dog was unable to breathe while stowed away in the pet carrier section of the plane. I've never seen one of these things, but Charlie, a French bulldog, died just before Christmas on board a Philadelphia-bound Southwest Airlines flight. The passenger, the dog's mother, told TMZ that her dog Charlie was 3 years old and a support dog for patients suffering from COVID-19. So a real tearjerker, losing Charlie, this French bulldog who didn't make it, so to speak, on the Southwest flight. Yeah. People who bring pets on planes, nah.
Yeah, first of all, I guarantee it was not. It does say that it was in the underneath part or whatever. because that's shocking to me. They're usually sitting right next to me on the plane or down on the floor, and they're making weird noises, or they fart, or they piss, or they smell. I am so against animals on planes. That does not mean, number one, I love animals. Don't like all animals, you know, I'm not a cat person, but love animals, love dogs. And I also am a huge firm believer that dogs and other animals, I guess, that people use, these support dogs, emotional support dogs, very, very big in our society. I think they work. I think they're lovely. I think there's a place for them, and it ain't on a goddamn airplane. There's already all kinds of fiascos going on airplanes. The last thing we need, I mean, when does it end, John? Next thing you know, there's a German Shepherd, a pit bull, yeah. I mean, what are we going to do? I got to go take a piss and fend off a rot in a pit to go take a leak on my flight down to Tampa for a wedding. I get there and I'm all chewed up because somebody had to bring a support dog on because they were feeling lonely that day.
Well, apparently,
I'm so against pets on planes.
Yeah, well, apparently what happened and where the rubber hit the road was she wanted to take Charlie out of his carrier and more or less comfort him. She could hear that he was struggling, and maybe he was in the overhead bin. I don't know where he was. It doesn't say, but she wanted to take him out. The crew said, no, can't take him out, and the dog died. So who's at fault? I think the pet owner is more at fault than the airline.
Speaking of which, I just saw your dog right there in the windows back there.
Yeah, Griffin.
That's Griffin?
I don't know where you see my dog. He's not in here, but
well, I saw a reflection.
I do have
hey, check the tapes. We're going to see it. He'll be in there.
No, he probably did walk over. He loves when I'm in this room.
I saw him. Griffin, nice to name your
and
dog.
he heard us talking about one of his buddies. Maybe he knew Charlie. I don't know. They're only
I can't get on a plane? What the hell?
He's not going anywhere. Promise.
Let me tell you what else. Hold on.
Go ahead.
What about allergies? What you got to sit next to somebody? You got a deathly allergy to a cat, and they're just sitting next to your whole plane ride. It's ridiculous.
For someone who professes to love pets, you really don't like them traveling.
I don't like them on planes. Put them in your car. Drive wherever the hell you're going.
Okay.
Or board it.
Pets are people too. All right. Speaking of things launching into the air, Jeff. Breaking news out of North Korea, where our favorite dictator, Kim Jong-un, has launched another missile. And the video on this is just so hilarious. It's like North Korea took, Austin Powers, all the Austin Powers movies with Dr. Evil launching things and strung it together and says, hey, look, we launched a missile. I mean, this is such a joke. Many more, every time North Korea launches a missile, the media and we're trying to correct the media here on the news in 10 minutes, but when are we going to end with the North Korea fires missile stories?
Yeah, I mean, exactly. That's a great way to put it. He's just sitting in an evil chamber somewhere going, let's launch another missile. Kim Jong-un.
And $1 billion.
Where are these missiles going? They're not a threat to anybody except South Korea. That's quit kidding yourselves. Everybody in America, whoever else, this ass clown can't do anything to anybody. We're not talking about China or Russia where there's serious threats. This guy just sits around in those little weird black suits that tie up to here and launches missiles into the atmosphere. And what a year for 2021 to be launching it. Literally, Mike Myers has to be sitting around somewhere going,
yeah, that's right.
How could I have predicted all this? We got penis rockets going in the air. You got
Check NASA. The tapes. We covered that on our last News in 10 Minutes.
We did. NASA's in third place, which we've covered. You got bazillionaires making their own rockets, like they're in science class and just sending people to live on the moon. You got Kim Jong firing rockets in the air, and every time he does, everybody wants to freak out. Kim Jong-un, not afraid.
Yeah, I mean, he's in North Korea. His target, I think, is South Korea, and these things are going east and west, hitting nothing but water. I think, I don't think like you said, nothing to worry about from our friends in North Korea. Speaking of ass clowns, Donald Trump Jr., Jeff, I know you've been waiting for this. Donald Trump Jr. is engaged to his girlfriend, Kimberly Guilfoyle. Oh, by the way, they made a visit to Youngstown during election season, but Donald Trump Jr. is engaged. Everyone can rest easy now. 8-carat diamond ring for his now fiance, Miss Guilfoyle, who is a Fox News personality. DTJT, as he's known in conservative circles, is an idiot. But he's found love apparently. Good luck to him. I don't know how many. Has he been married before? I don't know. What do you think of DTJT?
Well, I don't know how you could be a bigger.
Excuse me, DJTJ. Excuse me.
None of those. You're just shouting letters at me at this point. I don't know what they mean. until you, I don't, it's not a secret. I don't keep up on such things. So I have no idea who this broad is. Okay. Guilfoyle. That's the character in whatever it was, that Silicon Valley, isn't it? Guilfoyle. Anyway, I don't know who this lady is, but what is wrong with her mentally? Was OJ taken? Is Dzhokhar Tsarnaev or whatever, the Boston bomber, is he still incarcerated? She couldn't find a better date than Donald Trump Jr. He's
There's
like
my dog.
He's like, see that? He's like the fourth worst person living on the earth. And there's some pretty bad people out there. And this is news. I mean, she's got to be completely cuckoo and nuts. But you know, cheers to the married couple, I guess.
Yeah, for the happy couple.
Yeah, for the happy couple. 8-carat ring. I don't know if he's ever been married before, but it surprises me that in this day and age, like they say, there's someone for everyone, but that's still a shocker to me.
Congrats. Let me correct the right. It is DJ TJ that his followers refer to him as. I can't get over the error there. And you know, how about her father-in-law? He's loving it. I guess the wedding will be at Mar-a-Lago, and then her brother-in-law Barron Trump. I think he's 15 or 16, but he's 6'8". Have you seen this kid? He's a mutant. So
I don't know who any of these people are except
Yeah.
Donald and Junior, and
yeah.
enough said there, right?
Gotcha. All right. Well, that's the news in 10 minutes. I think we're off to a banging start in 2022, Jeff. Bill Cosby is out, but still counseling and ministering his former cellmates. And we are going to say prayers up for Charlie, the French bulldog, who didn't make it to Philadelphia on Southwest Airlines flight 8246.
Terrible news. If
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers. If OJ can make a comeback, the Cosman can do. I mean, pretty soon
Absolutely.
Cosby's going to be at a country club sending out personal messages to inmates and reviving their lives. He's going to be a hero. He
For
already
Jeff
is
Ruppel.
to many.
For Jeff Ruppel, I'm John Kirtley. That's the news in 10 minutes. And the rest of the time is yours.
Happy New Year.